As they're back at Chase Center after a 6-game road trip in which they went 3-3. However, good news, folks, they're undefeated inside this building. But as Rod says, it's always tricky coming back off of a long road trip and playing that first home game. You see Will Richard and Moses Moody alongside the big three. But we welcome Festus Ezeli to the Gatehouse.
What's up, Bonte? I heard your Monty earlier. You did a great job, man.
I'm trying to pick it up. I thought Rod was going to pick me up.
That beret is even more beautiful in person.
Oui, sacre bleu!
And Rod actually let me borrow some money for the odds.
Really?
$1, just $1. I don't know him like that,
That's
so just $1.
A little bit of faith.
A little bit being the operative words.
We see the splits here. At home, undefeated, averaging $120 a game. On the road, it's been a different story for the Dubs.
Yeah, the Warriors tonight, coming home after a long road trip, this game is all about discipline and focus. This game is all about trying to make sure you do all the little things right. This is rebounding. We've talked a lot about Donovan Clingan and his impact on the boards. This is a young team, Deni Avdija. They're going to get into the paint. They're going to put the pressure on you. And being that they're young, they're going to try to ride the momentum of the game. So early in the game, you got to set the tone early with physicality.
And you mentioned early Avdija had 26 points in the first meeting. 20 of those were in the first half. Shut that off. You give yourself a chance.
I like this.
Portland 18-5 run in that first half in that first game, and they blew out the Warriors by 20 as we are moments away from tip-off here. We're going to go inside the Chase Center and talk to the gentleman calling the action as always for a little crossover with Bob Fitzgerald and Kalina Azubuike and Fitz. I'm stuck with your guy again. I thought I got rid of him Wednesday night, but you know what? He's just lingering and lingering and lingering, and here we are with Rob Brooks once again, Fitz.
I'll tell you what, Bonte, you're the shortest guy on the pregame show. How's that feel? That's my whole life, so you're joining me.
I was about to say, what is going on in that? I'm hearing people owe people money, and there's all kinds of things happening there.
There's a lot
Don't
of
put the
wildness
pregame show's business in the streets.
Wild Western Conference.
We're just trying not to turn the ball over, Buki, that's all.
That's huge. Well, in tonight's game, that's always an underlying key for the Warriors, taking care of they're 30th in turnover percentage right now. You want to move up there, but Rod, one of the key words for me in this game is pride, and I feel like that comes into play in every sport. And in a game like tonight, the Blazers drive so much, and at some point, whether you're switching or whatever you're doing defensively,
stop somebody.
You're going to have to move your feet. You're going to have to slap the ground, Rod, and have some pride and say, you're not going to score on me, or it's going to be tough for you to get all the way there, because they want to get to the rim, they want to drive, their point paints are up. They're not really a great three-point shooting team. So talk to me about that, the pride that it takes to stop a team like this that is this relentless getting downhill.
Points in the paint. First time these two teams saw each other, 66-30. It was all Blazers. So you guys just detailed it. You know how to shut their water off. Keep them out of the paint, and that does come with pride. I'm going to stay in front of this guy. I'm not going to let him beat me and put the pressure on the team on the rim. And again, you know that they're not a very good three-point shooting team, and they're missing some of the length and athleticism that will bother the Warriors. So if you cut those points in the paint numbers down, just cut them in half. You don't necessarily have to win it. Just don't get beaten as badly as they did the first time these two teams saw each other.
Now, Festus, in terms of the possession game, Portland plays so fast. They have over 100 possessions per game. You mentioned Clingan and the rebounding. As a rebounder, can you just try to wall off Clingan and let guards and forwards go get rebounds? Do big guys say that? Look, I'll deal with the one guy, but you got to come back and help me out on the glass?
Fitz, this is back to being the thankless job, the big man position. Because if I box out and I don't get those rebounds and Clingan ends up getting those double-digit rebounds, then it looks like I got outplayed. So back to the pride that Buki was talking about earlier. No, I got to box out and go get those rebounds. And I'm putting that onus on TJD. I'm putting that on Quentin Post. And even some of the guards, Brandon Pajemski, Gary Payton II. Those rebounds are huge momentum plays, and they can swing the game either way. You saw that last game, and you can see that tonight against the Portland Trailblazers. The Warriors are looking to stay undefeated at home, and to do that, you got to keep the momentum the whole game.
All right, Portland and the Warriors, an NBA Cup game as the Warriors begin a 5-game homestand. Fitz and Buki, have a great call tonight as we send it back to the Lazy Boy broadcast booth.
All right, multiple choice. You're at home. It's an NBA Cup game. Portland beat you badly, and you didn't play well in Florida. Which would you like to rectify tonight?
Is it D, A, B, C, D, E?
All of the
above, yes. E, all of the above. Man, all of this is so significant, right? You have lost 2 in a row, and you come back home from a long road trip. You want to correct some things. But it is an NBA Cup night, and everything does feel different. The court is different, so the players are going to be hyped. They want to get a W. This means a lot to them, and you said it. You owe this Blazers team, and you know how fast they want to play. You respect that. You respect what they did to you in Portland. It's time for you to get them back.
Now, for the Warriors, their Hall of Famers are playing good basketball. But who's going to come along for the ride? That's going to determine the whole season. Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler are being Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler. Our Lexus drive to greatness, when they're getting 30 each, you got to win those games.
Well, they're going to be Hall of Famers for a reason. These 2 guys are really good, and I mean really good. So you depend on that. You expect it. Who's going to be that 3rd consistent scorer for this Warrior team? Even if it's a different guy every single night, can you have someone perform with efficiency too? Not just big numbers, efficiency. That's what you need to enhance these guys, because they're going to look to score. But these are 2 of the most unselfish superstars in the NBA. They love to pass. They love to see their teammates get in on the act and shine. If you can cut off of Jimmy Butler's drives when he's posting up, when he's ISOing, when he's going ball screens, Steph moving without the ball, can you set a screen and roll to the basket? You'll get something easy. You need everybody to be ready for their moment and stay aggressive when these guys are going.
Portland reminds me of a word that my partner uses very well. Rambunctious. Portland plays so hard offensively and defensively. They have over 100 possessions per game. And if you're not careful, a Jeremy Grant, Deni Avdija are going to beat you. You got to stop one of these 2 guys.
Well, we just saw a game against the Heat where it's super fast-paced. The Blazers want to play the same way, and these guys benefit from that so much because they want to drive. One thing you want to know about Jeremy Grant, it's all you need to know. As soon as he gets the ball, he's looking to score.
Yes,
he's trying to go at your life. So you have to be ready to defend, move your feet, slap the floor. We just talked about it. And Deni Avdija, he had a great season last year. Career highs all the way around. Those numbers are up, and he is super aggressive as well. You may see the Warriors double-team him at times because he's trying to drive it down your throat as well. May see the Warriors throw some different things at him like a zone, but we'll talk about that during the game.
When you're a sports fan, usually your favorite team happens when you're a kid. And for me, that team is going to be honored tonight. The 1975 champion Golden State Warriors. Al Attles leading the way, sweeping Washington. 10 guys played, elite offensively and defensively. They will be honored. We'll have them on the broadcast. They will be celebrating the 50-year anniversary of the champs. Monte, Festus, Rod, back at the Gatehouse, coming up next. Warrior basketball on NBC Sports Bay Area is brought to you by Toyota. Class-leading MPG and more hybrid models than any other brand. Toyota. Let's go places. And by Jack in the Box. Smash Jack Combo, the GOAT of the burger game. And by Volvo.
Getting up some shots.
Good to see.
Will not play this season, but it's good to see Dame Dollar back
sir.
in his hometown, home region here. Obviously, Oakland's own. He loved Oracle Arena, but he's getting up some shots there.
Great battles
No
between
doubt.
Steph and Damian Lillard. Must-see basketball. We miss you on the court, Dame. For
No,
sure.
we do. No doubt about that. Now, we miss seeing the Warriors here at Chase Center where they've been undefeated.
Ooh, it's been a long time since they've been here. So you got to defend your home court, and the way you do that tonight against the Portland Trailblazers, you have to protect your paint. Said enough. One of the ways you do that is by taking care of the basketball. Tonight, that's really key because this young team is looking for momentum in this NBA Cup game.
Young players love the comforts of home. I want to see Will Richard get back on track. Got a little slow at the end of the road trip, went scoreless in Miami. I'm looking for some points and some rebounding out of Richard tonight.
Role players play better at home, right?
Guard the basketball.
No doubt. But how about shout out to Chris DeMarco? He's leaving us soon, Fezzi.
Has this ever happened that somebody gets hired in the middle of the season?
Nick Nurse got hired midway through, and Chris Finch as well from Minnesota.
Did they finish the season
No,
here?
I know Chris Finch went straight to Minnesota.
Congratulations,
Toronto, but
DeMarco.
congratulations to Chris DeMarco, man. We're going to miss him here in the Bay Area.
Huge. That's huge. This is why you do the
Ooh,
job.
look at them carrots in his ear.
Oh,
Good
no.
God.
Too bad he can't play with them. Warriors and Blazers coming up
He
next.
would if he could.
After 10 days on the road, Chase Center never looked so good. And being home on a Friday night, that would be big enough. Celebrating the 50-year anniversary of the '75 championship team, that would be big enough. Making it a cup game against Portland, that would be big enough. And a team that beat you by 20 in a revenge opportunity, that would make it a huge game tonight as the Warriors take on the Blazers. And all right, Kay, which way is the NBA Cup going to go in the group of death? Yes. Because a lot's going to be decided tonight and then against the Rockets on Wednesday in this building.
NBA Cup nights. We love these. And this is the only group that came into today all tied up. So Warriors need to win these games because, like you mentioned a few games ago, I think, they're not going to get it when it comes to point differential. But it's going to be an interesting one because the Blazers, they also want to play fast. So transition defense is going to be important. They are second in pace.
Yep.
They get the ball up the floor really quickly. And then defensive rebounding is going to be important because they do miss a lot of shots. They're 28th in three-point shooting percentage. They're going to clank some. They're going to get them second offensive rebounding percentage, grab the defensive rebounding. And then this one might be the most important one. When all is said and done, when you're switching, whatever you're doing defensively, at some point you're going to have to slap the ground and move your feet because they are trying to drive it down your throat. They're first in drives. They're trying to get to the rim. So moving your feet, trying to play without your hands. They try to get to the free throw line. Show some discipline there.
And usually that first home game after a long road trip can be a little rugged. C.D. Sissoko, Deni Avdija, Jeremy Grant, Toumani Camara, and Donovan Clingan starting for Portland. And right down the lane, Sissoko flies in for the first bucket with Steph, Moses, Moody, Will Richard, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green starting for the Dubs.
You got to see man and ball off the ball because when someone's driving from one side, best believe there's probably going to be a cutter from the other side.
Moody around Avdija. Shot clock at 7. Draymond being dared to shoot that three and rimming that out. Jeremy Grant, he is a bucket. He had over 30. Avdija had over 30 in their loss to the Bulls. Sissoko missing. The size of Portland on display as Avdija was about 6'9" and playing over 7 feet.
There's going to be a lot of long rebounds, like you saw Avdija get that one. The circle of honor, free throw line extended all the way around. You got to push them past that if you can.
Toumani Camara is an outstanding defender. He is shadowing Steph wherever he goes. Moody off iron and Clingan the rebound.
They want some length on Steph, so he's going to try to move off the ball and see if they can keep up with him.
Avdija will settle for the three. Likes to drive, but he's become more than a capable perimeter shooter.
And he's taking advantage of every mistake. Two defenders for a split second. One with Sissoko, and you got to be aware who the more dangerous player is in that scenario.
Steph Curry off back iron. Warriors looking for their first bucket. Steph with an ankle tweak. Jimmy Butler's got a low back strain. But they're playing tonight, and Draymond just gave Clingan a dunk.
Well, that was just kind of a bad bounce. They were hoping Moses Moody was going to be able to draw that charge. He didn't get the call. Is it the start you want? The Warriors trying to get off the schneid here.
Yeah, against Miami was 20-4, and Will Richard cutting off the Butler delivery.
And cross pass with Steph. Two defenders hesitate. It's enough to get Will Richard in there.
A big part of Portland winning the first battle against the Warriors by 20 was an unusual three-point shooting night as that was knocked out of bounds. It was Thiago Splitter's first game as a coach, and they were 16 made threes. They're the third worst three-point shooting team in the NBA.
Weird things happen. You're trying to make a miss. I always like to see former players get head coaching jobs. It seems like point guards and role players make really good head coaches, as Jeremy Grant gets in there. Coach Kerr is in that role player category too. Point guards, for obvious reasons, they're generals on the court when they're playing. They have to know everything that's happening, every player's position. And then role players, they have a really nice perspective. They understand what it's like to fight for position in the league and how to impact winning. Understand a guy trying to get in the league, and also understand what it takes to kind of stay out of the way of the stars. So kind of coach everybody, and they know exactly what they're doing. So Splinter's done a great job of making these guys play as hard as possible.
Grant 1 of 2 from the line. I'm going to tell Steve you called him a role player, and he's going to say,
You're right.
My role in my 9 rings.
Yeah. Was he a role player or was he not? He said he's a role player.
Completely a role player. Having fun. But be a star in your role.
Absolutely.
You said it perfectly.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he's not going to be Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen.
Absolutely.
He was a shooter. Draymond, he's a shooter. Dropped in at 3. So with that 3-point percentage back to 36%. That's fine. Nice steal, Jimmy Butler. Will Richard into 2-on-1. Moody spaces out. Rocks into the triple. There you go.
Well, Warriors got their engine started. But once they did, they got to going pretty fast. Fired up.
And Moody knocked that away from Avdija. Forced the jump ball.
Yeah, the Warriors got their intensity up. All of a sudden, the crowd's in it. They got going. It took a minute, but they're here now. Look at where Clingan is.
When Draymond makes the 3, what does he say?
Boo! But look where Clingan is. Steph is running all around. Clingan's like, okay, I got to offer help. Steph is over here. And then all of a sudden, Draymond's rising up. He's got to shoot some of those, and he's got to rise up and shoot it with confidence. He knows he's going to have time. Now, how do you win this jump ball? It's going to be tough. Probably over there if he can help it, because you got Jimmy Butler and Moses Moody on the same side.
Kevin Cutler, the crew chief, has got good height. And he threw a good tap.
And so does Avdija. That's the problem.
Will Richard nearly had the pickpocket. Shot clock at 7. And Grant will rise. Richard contested that and didn't foul him, but Clingan was fouled on the rebound.
So he's one of the reasons they're second in offensive rebounding percentage. He's the tallest guy out there, and he knows it. He's going to try to get as good a position as he can. But even if he can't, like he didn't have that time, he's kind of at the dotted circle right there. He's still able to get it, again, because of another long rebound. Long shots equal long rebounds.
Yeah, Clingan's 7'3", but he's 280. You know, we saw Wembanyama who's probably 7'7", and Clingan dunking that down.
So it's going to be tougher for Draymond to play cat and mouse, stab at it, jump backwards. Again, because of Clingan's size, his catch radius, you can throw it up so much higher.
Butler attacking. Moody on the counter, breaks the paint again. Foul line jumper. So Moses Moody, 2 of 3 early. He's got 5.
So it could be a Moses Moody game. He could be the guy to step up and say, I'm going to help the Hall of Famers out here.
Avdija spacing out to Grant. They both had over 30 against the Bulls. Avdija missing there. I like how Will Richard came in. Draymond's like, all right, I'll get Clingan out of there, but I need someone else to go get the ball.
And his guy wasn't going, so what do? You pursue the ball.
They jump at Steph. Thrown away. That's the Warriors.
Well, Steph had the right
turnover.
Steph had the right idea. He got a good screen, and Clingan was in front of him, so he drove him. He just didn't really have an outlet once he picked it up.
Avdija started. Look at that. Another lob to Clingan. The last 2 months of last year, Avdija was one of the best players in the entire NBA.
But that's where it starts with on-ball defense. He just picked up his speed, and change of pace there. Oh no, Draymond turned it over.
Okay, this was discussed relentlessly on the road trip. Not a nice beginning with back-to-back giveaways.
Well, the Blazers are 3rd in opponent turnovers, but that's not a forced turnover there.
Clingan will get to the line.
That's always underlying for the Warriors when it comes to keys. Like, you have to take care of the ball. Warriors right now, they're 30th in turnover percentage. And
how many teams in the league?
There's 30.
Okay.
And so that number needs to go up. And a lot of it is the Warriors curtailing, tempering their boldness, their audacity, the passes they're willing to try, fitting it into tight spaces.
Warriors taking on Steph Curry's favorite team, or the Niners are on Monday night. That'll be against the Panthers. Warriors will be taking on the Jazz. And I will promote the 49er pregame live when we return.
Do it.
Whether you like it or not. Portland with the 2-point lead early. Warrior basketball on NBC Sports Bay Area is brought to you by the San Jose State Spartans. Get your tickets today at sjsuspartans.com. The Destroyer, the voice of God, the incomparable Al Attles. He is missed tonight, but remembered forever. The championship coach of the 1975 team, and his number 16 hangs in the rafters. I was mentioning Niners pregame live.
There you go.
Against the Panthers, where Rod Brooks and Matt Mayoko, Carlos Ramirez. That'll be Monday at 4 o'clock. And
That is Steph Curry's favorite football team, the Panthers. There
they
is the Hall
are.
of Famer. There's Rick Barry and Clifford Ray. And to Rick's right, our camera left, is Jamal Wilkes.
Finals MVP 1975 there. Rick Barry, almost 30 points a game.
Clingan dropping in the second free throw. 7th pick out of UConn 2 years ago.
It would be nice to see the Warriors have success against a team like this that plays this fast and just know they can control a team like this. Slow down the pace when they need to, have it fast when they want it to. Just dictate the terms of this game.
Draymond, offensive foul as he ran over Kamara. It took away the bucket.
He was just trying to get Steph open. Maybe did a little too much. Kamara, really solid defender. Played it up a little bit for sure, but Draymond kind of couldn't stop his momentum from going forward there.
Yeah, Tamati Kamara all defense last year. GP2's first playing time. And you see Avdija just kind of creating for everybody. His Love missed that.
Well, Moses
out of bounds is Portland ball.
Moses Moody did a good thing there. He didn't let him go right to a strong hand. He kind of jumped that direction, and Avdija had to turn back around. He gave it up. So Warriors live to see another day. You still need to get a stop. 14 seconds now.
The undrafted rookie out of Arizona, Caleb Love, and then Chris Murray, Keegan Murray's twin brother.
Caleb Love is known for his clutch gene, kind of a scoring point guard.
Foul up top on Moses Moody.
That's what I'm saying. Forget what play they're running. A lot of times it's not even a play. They're just looking to drive you. That's just a mean jab step to the left, and he's going right. And it's a lot to deal with. He has a quick first step. The guy is 6'9", and he's driving by guys that are much shorter than him with ease.
Chris Murray down the lane. Al Horford says no.
Ooh, GP2.
Steph turning and missing that three.
But I'm okay with that because Draymond didn't feel comfortable with the pass, and he thought maybe he'll turn it over as Al Horford blocks the shot.
Al Horford blocking Love again. Clingan first man to the ball. That skip pass somehow got to Kamara. Avdija 38%, but that's a foul on the pass. So the Warriors are piling up the fouls.
Man, they're in the bonus now.
5 Warrior fouls, none on Portland. So free throws the rest of the quarter.
Look at Al Horford just moving his feet, no foul, and tracking that one. He's able to block that one. The Warriors are off to the races. This is one thing the Blazers do really well too. They're top 10 in free throw attempts.
We enjoy this because the Warriors have had such success in the 50s. Tamati Kamara, 52nd pick in 2023 by Phoenix, and came over in the DeAndre Ayton trade, and he is a tremendous player.
A great defender. And one thing, just one teaching moment he had last game, that Bulls game, where the Blazers fought all the way back. It was like 30-7 run in the 4th quarter, and the Bulls, I think it was Kobe White hit a 3, then Vucevic hit the game-winning 3. They overhelped, and it was Kamara that overhelped. They're driving in the paint, and the 3 is the only shot that can beat them. And he overhelped, and instead of giving up a tough 2 when his teammate had it under control, you help off and give up an open 3. Warriors are trying to get rid of those overhelps as well.
Staff setting up Pajemski. Brandon missing the corner 3. So the Warriors have opened 2 of 7 on 3s. Portland 1 of 6. Yeah, they're running the whole deep offense room, but no Drew Holiday tonight. Clingan missing that 3. You can live with that, but Kamara snuck in for the rebound.
Draymond actually boxed him out, but he just wasn't taking no for an answer. That's the thing. Even when you put bodies on people, sometimes that's not enough. Got to fight even harder. Oh, no, another.
Okay, now this one.
This is on the Blazers.
It's going to be on Kamara because he fell down again, but he was holding on to Pajemski.
AirPods is saying, thank goodness. But you see how the Warriors are going to have to earn this one. This is a scrappy team in the Blazers. Look at Draymond just trying to box out. He actually got a hand on it, but Kamara just didn't take no for an answer, snuck around him, and AirPods is setting this screen. And Kamara, he's kind of playing it up every single time. He just grabbed Pods and tried to pull him down.
Steph missing that 3. I'm going to give J.B. DeRosa a lot of credit for that call. That is Joe DeRosa's son. And it takes the son of an NBA ref to realize pretty clever what Kamara was trying to do.
Yeah, a little embellishment there.
Avdija. How many times are the Warriors going to foul a 3-point shooter? Like, these things have to stop.
It's just mental lapses here and there. You're
trying to contest as well as you can. A lot of it is pride, just trying to play defense as well as you can. That time, GP2 actually hit him in the face. He was trying to block his vision. And you just see players back in the day do that more.
But here's the issue tonight, though. Portland's the 3rd worst three-point shooting team. They started 1 of 7 on threes. Like, let him shoot a 3.
We want to see them make a couple, at least contest as good as you can without fouling. It's easier said than done, but they can do it.
UCLA taking on Cal at the Empire Classic. That'll be right here at Chase Center on Tuesday. And tickets at chasecenter.com.
And GP2's probably thinking he's their guy right now. He's their leading scorer. He's 38% from three-point range. Let me get out there. But you have to have the discipline with that sense of urgency.
So 9 unanswered for Portland, and they've already shot 9 free throws to the Warriors 0 in the quarter. Steph took it to trouble, somehow got it away, and then backed it home. Okay, Curry's first field goal tonight.
That works.
Clingan on Al Horford. You just see the size disparity, and Al didn't foul him, and Clingan may have rolled an ankle. He's behind the play. It's a 5-on-4. Clingan is not moving well. Pajemski bottoms a 3. And so Portland's got to take a timeout because Clingan is in some distress. So Portland's big man got a hitch in his get-along. And the Warriors first of 5 on this homestand. Our great resort and casino winning the year of the championship for the Bay Area teams. The first time they won one of the A's, the swinging A's, they won 3. 72 the first one. The Warriors team honoring tonight 1975. The Raiders over the Vikings down at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. That was John Madden's Super Bowl in 1977. The Niners began the team of the 80s with the catch, then leading to the victory over the Bengals. And then the Giants 2010, 2012, 2014.
Wow. 1975. I wasn't born yet. Basketball was very different then. This is what happened to Clingan. Watch his left ankle turn just a little bit there, and he's got a lot of weight on that ankle. That is a huge human being, so that ankle was under a lot of stretch. I think he went to the locker room.
And Murray bottoming the 3.
That's actually Kamara.
It's Kamara, yeah. That's on the left hand. I'm like, wait a minute. Right. They got 2 left-handers.
Again with this, he's 30% from three-point range, but he lined that one up. You still have to contest even the shooters that don't have a great percentage.
Horford rebounds his own miss. And now Horford will get to the line. Robert Williams, you saw him for the Celtics in the finals against the Warriors. And he can be a rim protector as well. They got size.
They do. They do. They're not lacking in that department. Really good pick and roll player. Rolls hard, good hands. You can throw it high. He's going to punch it down. So Warriors have to deal with that. They're just happy to have him healthy. And that's the thing with this Blazers team. Having the consistency of bodies. They still have guys out. Obviously, Shaedon Sharpe is out. He's one of their big-time scorers. So they're just trying to find a way to compete. They've been playing hard. They've been competing. They've been in some clutch games, close games. So you have your hands full. And again, if you get a big lead in this game, they have been known to walk some teams down like they did against the Bulls. They didn't finish the job, though.
Yeah, they had 39 in that fourth quarter against Chicago, to your point. And Drew Holiday has been a great mentor and a leader for this team. Damian Lillard's out for the season, but he's still around the squad.
Okay, here's the Warriors in their zone now. Warriors have said they're going to play a lot more zone this season, too, because they are seasoned. It can be a little tough to stay with guys in man.
Caleb Love with the shot clock at 5 and launching a deep 3 and burying that. So Love at 20% on threes.
Yeah.
And shot that from Fremont.
The confidence is a funny thing, isn't it? When a team gets confidence, it doesn't matter what percentage they shoot. A lot of those fall.
Steph Curry, speaking of confidence, bottoms a 3. The other issue for Portland, they beat the Warriors by 20.
Yeah.
They're not afraid of the Warriors.
The Warriors got a steal.
So the Warriors take it over. Steph looking for Pajemski to lay it up and in. Beautiful.
Well, Steph is driving it. You know everybody's focused on him, including Pod's defender. So he just moved without the ball, and Caleb Love couldn't keep him in front of him.
Avdija to Robert Williams. He had set up Clingan for dunks. Now Robert Williams, the beneficiary.
Avdija the playmaker. This is another part of his game that's gotten so much better this year.
Like you said, it's 6'9", and he's got the handle, he's got the strength.
Well, he knows he's so much of a threat to score.
GP2, a little floater. Nice shot by Gary there.
Everybody else has to be ready to attack. Steph Curry is Steph Curry, but you're still an NBA player.
GP2 to slow down Avdija. Like I mentioned before, get him to go left if you can.
If your help is on that side.
Make Avdija give it up. Love in the corner. Back to Love, who would hit one, and then that time shot it over everything.
That's more like it. Really good contest there after that double team. You're in scramble mode.
Murray knocked it away. GP2 diving, and then Murray diving. That's great effort both ways.
Get some floor burn in your life. That's what kind of game this should be. It's an NBA Cup.
That's a carry. When the ball comes to suspension, you call it.
But you get an idea of Avdija's mentality as he's going to come out and get a break. This one's off shin bones. It's like a pinball machine, and GP2 sees what's happening almost before anyone else does, so he gets floor burn in his life. Murray's on the floor. Warriors are able to come away with it, but that's what it takes to win games like this. GP2 is going to go to the locker room. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, Clingan also getting that ankle looked at.
Could be some bruises, a lot of ice bats after this game readies.
So Steph sitting, Jimmy Butler in, and Jimmy missing the mid-range there, his first shot of the night. Jeremy Grant. Kick out. That's a tough take and finish.
Yeah, Caleb Love again. You want to probably close out a little shorter to him and see him make some threes, make him beat you over the top. That was a tough closeout for Jimmy Butler because he was helping in the paint. He ran all the way out there. Caleb Love was able to attack that awkward closeout.
Podziemski, that's a great setup for Al Horford. Missed the three, but those are the wide open threes you want to try to create. Mara. Nice play by Moody initially, but you see the second jump. And Portland getting to the glass. They already have 8 second chance points.
Their effort is relentless on the glass. It's one of the things we spoke on early.
Nice pass out Horford to Jimmy to put it up and in.
He's just sealing it. A small defender, Caleb Love in there, expose him. Keep him on your back, give your teammates a target. You can throw it anywhere. Usually Jimmy's going to come down with it.
Murray. And he's settled for the three and right to the rim.
Again, he's 28% from three-point range. You're closing all the way out to these guys. Close out shorter. Know your personnel. This is not a good three-point shooting team. Most of these guys, you can close out a little shorter.
Podziemski got whacked in the face.
Oh. Yeah. If he's crumbling to the ground, you know he got hit hard.
Now, you said something. We talked about in the pregame show. We talked about during the games. Know your personnel. The Warriors had 10 days where they didn't practice on the road. They didn't even have a shoot-around today.
Yeah.
This is almost like another road game in terms of no practice, no shoot-around, and no fun for Podziemski getting whacked in the face.
What else is new? He got hit in the schnoz again. That schnoz has been through it.
Steve Kerr's looking forward to Sunday. It's going to be the first Warrior practice in about a month.
But let's be real, though. During the NBA season, there's not a lot of real hard practices that you're going to get. Just a few here and there. So Warriors know when they do get it, they have to be super productive. But a lot of the NBA season is watching film and making mental adjustments and having discussions and finding ways to correct things on the fly. That's just kind of the way, especially in a stretch like the Warriors have been on, where it's road heavy and the schedule is tumultuous.
I ask you this sometimes. If you're sitting on the bench, you know this is not a good three-point shooting team, and then you see them start 1 of 7. When you check in, or you're like, hey, I'm not jumping off, going on three-point shots. And I mean, does that even happen, or you just see ball and your natural instincts take over?
Yes, well, you should be watching the game and understanding that. You should know that coming in, and it's been confirmed by the way the game has started.
Graham trying to reverse it. Robert Williams cleans it up.
I told you, man, they're second chance points. I think they're first and second chance points. They are all over the glass. And Robert Williams is saying, my guy has gone to help on the contest of the layup. I'm free to go in and get this offensive rebound.
1 second left in the quarter. Jimmy, he beat the buzzer, but couldn't float it home. So Portland, they shoot it at 54%, 10 second chance points. Yeah, the Blazers are rambunctious and tough to deal with. Up 7. Our Kaiser Permanente teamwork in action. The 75 title team sweeping the Washington Bullets. They beat Seattle and the Bulls on the way. Rick Barry was the finals MVP. Bill King said it. They are the unbelievable champions of the world.
I love it. To sweep 4-0 in the finals, that doesn't happen very often.
It's only happened 9 times in 80 years in NBA history.
Right. So shows you how good they were, and this is.
The 7 living members of the team are here. Rick Barry, Jeff Mullins, Clifford Ray, Butch Beard, George Johnson, along with Jamal Wilkes and Charles Dudley there.
I love their shirts. It says togetherness on there. It just shows you now they're brothers for life. They've battled, they came through, they were victorious, and they can always reminisce and discuss those beautiful moments they had together.
Hey, championships are forever.
They are.
You know, the Warriors with 7 of them. Draymond Green off iron there, and that's why the 4 in 8 years, starting in kind of the Steph Curry era, this can be remembered forever.
Yeah, I mean, I never got to experience it in the NBA, but got to experience it in high school, and those are still fun conversations to have, going back and talking with your friends.
Monte Cook in for Portland. Robert Williams denied.
Warriors want to up their focus level now. They've kind of started out, attention to detail lacking a little bit when it comes to defensive rebounding.
Draymond down the lane. Butler tried to tip it home. So Jeremy Grant playing with Javonte Cook. Rising for 3 and got a wild shot there. Butler spinning into the front court. Jimmy all the way to the iron.
He just kind of went decel, waiting for Cook to kind of make a move, and he realized he wasn't going to be able to contest well enough, so he just went up with it. But the presence of mind to spin out of that is Jeremy Grant is lunging at him.
So Buddy Hield made Grant go left, and Quentin Close was there to help him out. That's good team defense right there.
And he got the rebound.
The stop's not completed till you have the rebound. The foul on the reach-in.
And Jimmy heard the whistle and threw it up. He wants it on the shot. He wants it to go down. But look at Jimmy Butler on the fast break. And he spun out of that one. And he's looking right at Cook. Are you coming? Are you coming? Should I pass it to Pods? And he did the right thing, because Pods was ahead of him. If he was going to try to get to Pods, he was going to have to throw it through a defender, through Cook. You risk getting a turnover there. Go ahead and power up yourself.
Jimmy's ball handling's underrated.
It really is.
I mean, that you catch that in full motion, then spin.
Well, he doesn't try to do anything fancy. The spin looked good, but you know he's not going to try to sit there and play with it.
And post cutting, and Draymond found him. So the Warriors keep making baskets that don't count. They're being fouled before the upward shooting motion. Steph had a bucket that didn't count. Jimmy had a bucket that didn't count. Quentin had a bucket that didn't count.
You got to temper your frustration when it comes to making these when it doesn't count. But he's just giving Reith a tough time moving without the ball. Go ahead and cut. It's always a good idea. Warriors are one of the best cutting teams in the league.
Yansky wing jumper. Brandon playing off Draymond, playing off Jimmy, playing off Steph. That's when he's at his best. It's when they're all sitting out and he's got to do it by himself where he struggles.
Well, Robert Williams was in drop coverage there. Work off of that ball screen. You got some space in the pocket.
Butler knocked it away, but Grant got it back, and then Draymond's going to be called for a foul.
Since that last time out there, I liked how the Warriors have come out. They've upped their intensity, more attention to detail. They're getting super active with their hands, and they're forcing turnovers.
It'll be a kickball, not a foul there, so that's good. So just a violation.
Yeah. But that's what it takes to win games like this. That's the rambunctious, as you say, team.
Jamski, beautiful steal. Thought about that 3, goes into Reith to make sure he gets the foul.
Did you see that mean hesitation? Froze Duop Reith, sub-zero. But again, forcing turnovers. Get active with your hands. Make everything tough.
Wait a minute. Did you say the froze him? Is that what Pachevsky just did right there? Team that are here tonight. We also want to honor those that have passed, from Steve Bracey and Mr. Bridges to Derek Dickey, along with CJ, the starting point guard, Charles Johnson, Frank Kendrick, who was such a popular teammate, the incomparable Phil Smith at the off-guard spot. Unbelievable. And then the destroyer, the head coach, the voice of God, our friend Alvin Adels. And Charles Dudley is down courtside Charles, tell people why they called you the Hopper. That was one of my favorite nicknames from that team.
Hey, can I add one person in there if you don't mind?
Joe Roberts.
Joe Roberts.
Yeah,
Joe Roberts. Yeah.
Assistant coach.
Assistant coach. Yeah. And that was the first year that Al ever had assistant coach. It was that year in 74-75 season. Before that, he ran the Warriors by himself. The team. So.
Now your shirts say togetherness. It's a lifelong bond. 50 years ago, and that team was so close. You played 10 guys, and I mean, it was the first time the Warriors ever won one on the West Coast. Why the togetherness?
I think we bonded. We bonded at training camp in Hawaii, and from that point on, we hung out together. We spent time together. We trained together. On the road, we ate together. We went to movie theaters, went to theater together. So it became one. That's why 50 years later, we're still like, it was like yesterday. And then when you're in the beginning of the year, when you're dealing with adversity, when they said that you're only expected to win 20 games the whole year, and then you come up and win the NBA championship, and 4-0 in the finals, becoming the third team in NBA history to do that, and there's only 9 right now. That allows you, because once you win something, once you learn something big, it always will be big for each individual.
So Charles, I wasn't born in '75. Here's a look at Podziemski going back door. But so excuse some of my questions. But what was basketball like back then? And when you see today's NBA game, the fast pace, all the threes being shot, how much fun would it have been for you to play in a style like this? Because you could penetrate. You were great with the ball. Your ball handling. You were fast, getting up and down the floor, getting to the rim. All those different things. How much fun would it be for you to play in a similar style as today?
Oh, it'd be unbelievable, because like I said, I could handle the ball left to right. I was very quick, had a lot of speed, and I penetrated a lot. So this would be an ideal situation for me, especially if I had the opportunity to play with someone like Steph Curry, because they would definitely have to guard me, and I could, dump it off to Steph Curry, and for wide open shots.
So Draymond with the rebound, coming into the front court. We're talking to Charles Dudley with the Blazers leading by 3. Quentin Post ties the game. Hey, Charles, relate the story of Clifford Ray asking the coaches and Rick Barry to leave and say, all right, guys, anyone else in here can score 35 points a game. Let's ride this guy. Let's realize he's a perfectionist, and let's just deal with the Rick that we have and the brilliance that he has.
Well, I think that was part of Clifford Ray's leadership. He got traded for Nate Thurman, Nate the Great. And so Nate was a main figure here at Golden State for over 13 or 14 years. So when Clifford came in, Rick picked him up at the airport, and that started a relationship. And from that point on, Clifford knew after the first 3 or 4 practices that there were some kind of ill feelings against Rick, and that we needed everyone, we needed all our teammates to buy into what we were trying to do. And when Clifford said, "Ask Al, can I talk to the players?" And Al said yes, but see, that's Al's leadership also, because that takes a lot for a coach to make that kind of decision and give power to a player. And what he did was he said, "Can any of you guys score 35 points tonight like Rick?" And no one raised their hand. No one, but that was a part of everyone finding their role in that team, because there was a lot of scorers on that team. A lot of very good players, but for us to win, we needed Rick and we needed other players to take a role, and that's how we achieved our success that year.
And to your point, Charles, like we talk about with the Warriors today and guys playing off of Steph and Jimmy and staying aggressive. What was your mentality when you do see a guy like Rick Barry having the kind of series he was in the finals and winning Finals MVP, averaging almost 30 a game? How do you balance playing off of him, looking for your own? You're a point guard, so you're in charge of making sure everybody else is feeling good, but you still have to be a threat out there.
Right. Well, I pick my points in the game. that I thought that they would not be focusing on me. They would be focusing on Jamal Wilkes, Rick Barry, Phil Smith, because Phil and I came in together during that time. So only we came in together in the game, and Rick, I knew that I could score because I scored 17.5 points a game in the University of Washington. So I could score, but so could Butch Beard, so could Phil Smith, so could Jamal Wilkes. So I made it. I took my spots when I could score, and then didn't allow them to back off me too much.
Hey Charles, how about Game 4 against Washington when they send Mike Reardon out to try to fight Rick to get him ejected, and Al Attles goes out and cleans things up. Al gets ejected. Rick stays in the game, and you get the sweep. What was that like, knowing that Reardon was kind of set out there to start a fight?
Yeah, Rick was. Yeah, because they knew they were down 3-0, right? They knew if they could just take Rick out, then Rick scoring 30 points a game, and then Mike Reardon scoring, I think he's probably more 16 or 17 points a game. They thought that was going to be a major advantage, but Rick was smart enough to not get into a tussling contest with him, a foul, tussling contest or a fight at that time. But he knew how important he was to the team. But then also they knew Al would protect his players. See, people don't realize Al was a guy that we never wanted to disappoint, and we respected it. So we did everything possible to make that team win. And Al was the cause of winning, because we knew the pressure on Al to win that championship, because we were going into the championship, and we had first time ever have two black coaches. After Casey Jones and Al, and then you had two black coaches, assistant coaches. So it was a lot of things that were going, a lot of things were issues then that we needed to. We wanted Al to win, and we wanted to set the tone for how the NBA would progress later in the year. And that was the whole thing. With that change and with that success, the league, the league is a copycat league. And with that change, then other African-American players and African-American coaches got an opportunity to coach at that level. But Al, every time that there was an issue, he would stand up for it. So, his leadership is one of the things that I think that always should be a part of the Warriors organization. His leadership and what he did for the organization for 50 years.
Now, early on, it was not that year, but Al was a player coach. Would that work in today's NBA?
No, not even a chance. But see, Al was a player. Players, he knew what to do. He knew that if you had players on the bench, right, that were not playing, they would not be into the game, not be focused game. Right. What he did, he had 10. He had 10 players that played on a regular basis. And that was the key to our success, because if we needed scoring, we had it. If we needed rebounds players, we needed somebody that could block shots, we had it. So very few teams matched up with us during that period of time.
Foul on Clingan. Hey, Charles, thanks for joining us. We'll see you in the post-game thing with the season ticket holders. So happy you're here.
Yeah.
The 50-year anniversary, and so proud to honor you guys.
Okay, thank you very much.
That is the Hopper, Charles Dudley, spending some time with us. We'll hear from Rick Barry in the third quarter, but yeah, Kay, in Game 4 of that series, now I'm a little kid, so that was Bill King was my announcer. I'm 9 years old, like that was my team. They sent out a guy to fight Rick Barry to get him ejected in a finals game.
It's wild.
Except they didn't realize that Al Attles would jump in and say, "You want to fight somebody?
Yeah.
Bring it on."
I love that. Yeah, I got your back. Man, what a time that must have been. I'd love to go back and see highlights of that time. Like, they were clearly running over the Washington Bullets.
That's Wes Unseld. That's Elvin Hayes. That was a great Washington team. A Range Rover engineered to win, and we had fun with this in Miami. 3 guys that have coached 1,000 games with just one franchise. It's Pops, Spo, and our own Al Attles.
And I was actually going to ask him, too, how much was defense a point of emphasis for you guys? Because I know back then it was much more low scoring.
But they were top 5 defense and top 2 offense.
Yeah.
What was crazy was the Bulls series, the games were in the 70s and low 80s. even though the Warriors averaged 108 during the game, so they had to win some rock fights to beat Chicago in 7 games.
Right, but you think about those teams that were good offensively, how much was defenses? You get Kamara knocking down the 3. How much was defense the thing that sparked their offense?
Right.
How much did they get offense off of their defense?
But it was unusual to play 10 guys. And that's what Alvin did, you know, as Charles said, to make sure everybody felt a part of the team, but also the depth wore teams down.
Yeah. And obviously they all had so much respect for Al Attles as their coach, especially after he showed he has their back. Like
he was the best. Murray driving. Horford just keep clinging off the glass. Warrior lead at 1. They're shooting it at 47%.
They're making it a little tougher for the Blazers to score at the rim. And we've seen a little bit of everything from the Blazers. They've been in a zone here, and I think they're going to play zone a lot more. That's one of their philosophies, too.
Yeah, Thiago Splitter talked about it. Steph cutting back door, took the contact, laid it up and in.
What I tell you, he's getting so much better at this, jumping back into defenders. Look at him pointing at the bench. And again, the defender can't keep himself in between Steph and the basket, overplaying it too much. Watch Murray here. Like, oh, I gotta overplay. I gotta make sure he doesn't come out and get a 3. And Steph just fakes like he's coming off of that screen, goes straight back door. This is one of the things that's so hard to do. I was watching that Mind the Game podcast with LeBron James and Steve Nash. By the way, it's amazing to hear LeBron James, one of the greatest players that's ever lived, talk about how tough it is to deal with Steph. But the off-ball movement, like, this is the most annoying part. He even says, like, the favorite thing for him to hear from opposing defenders, and a lot of times it happens when he's at the free throw line, is like, man, stop moving so much. As soon as they say that, he's like, I got him.
Caleb Love bottoming a 3. Want to mention he got subbed out. With Steph having 8 and Jimmy having 6, Podziemski's 13 off the bench. That's what the Warriors are looking for, a third guy to kick in and help Steph and Jimmy. And Curry with the turnover there. Murray is fouled by GP2.
So Steph did come to a jump stop. That was good. But then he just didn't have anywhere to go. And Murray was there in the passing lane. It's just restraint. That's a pass I can't throw. Hold on to it a little longer. Pivot, turn around, look around. Hopefully someone pops open. But then everybody else has to move. When Steph is in the paint like that, get some movement. His outlet should be pretty clear.
So Keegan Murray right-handed. His twin brother Chris is left-handed. And Jack in the Box says, let me see that second free throw.
The best rated burger in fast food with more beef than a Big Mac. Keep up, Ronald.
1 of 2, but Clingan got the rebound, and then he's fouled. So it's easier said than done saying, hey, rebound, rebound. The size of the Blazers and their relentless effort on the glass, it's why they lead the league in second chance points.
I guess his ankle is fine.
Yes, it is.
But it's so hard to push him away from the basket. He's so big, he gets great position. And if he's already able to start, even at the, you know, you got the low man there, and then the second position there on the free throw line, the man in between. That's pretty close for him to start in there. He can just kind of push you in from there.
Well, think about it. At 7'3", 280, is he the largest guy in the NBA?
No.
Who's more than 280 pounds?
Oh, yeah. He's, I'm about to say, like, talking about height-wise.
No, I'm saying 7'3", 280. That's the biggest mass of any player I think we have in the league. And Steph Curry, he is not the biggest player in the league, but he's the best shooter of all time.
He might have the biggest heart.
Avdija almost didn't catch that. Avdija at 6'9". Moody made him go left, and GP2 was there. And then Kamara hits the 3. I mean, that's where you played it right. Credit to Monty Kamara for hitting the triple.
Just going draw and kick there. GP2 helped off but made him pay.
Curry spinning in the lane. Touch pass to Horford for 3. Got it! Pretty play there.
Little hot potato action. Steph rejected the screen. They all had to help with him. Give it back to GP2. He's a great decision maker. And
now Bissing there. 3 guys on the glass, and Horford coming away with it. Steph wheeling around Horford. He's got the big man Clingan on him. He wants it back. All right, I'm going to shoot over you. Curry with another 3.
Okay. The chef is cooking up something nice again. They're trying to get Clingan involved in the action, and Steph is taking advantage. If they want to switch onto him, Steph is saying, this is great news.
Mara and Murray. The shot clock at 7. That one deflected. Still Portland ball.
Warriors are getting super active with their hands now. But look at Steph. Like, give it right back to me. Steph is willing to give it up. His teammates are going to do the right thing. Clingan, you're too far away. The giant killer. That's what he is.
You said LeBron on the podcast, you know, hey, Steph's so dangerous without the ball. Hey, stop moving. They should have a podcast of just all tall people that Steph has tortured. Because bigs are like, no.
Yeah,
you get ISO'd on him there.
Long list.
Clingan, skillful.
He's got some game in there.
And he won 2 championships at UConn. He was the center that kind of handled everything inside.
And more bigs are getting so much better when it comes to short rolls and having game not rolling all the way to the basket, pulling up, push shots, mid-range like that, too.
Here's the relocate for Steph. Draymond set the screen. That is beautiful Warrior basketball. Those guys have been doing it for 14 years together.
There is nothing better. And that's one of the reasons Steph is so lethal off the ball, because you got guys like Draymond Green, telepathic communication.
Caleb Love gets his own rebound on the 3 and then draws the foul. And that Draymond screen and drop pass, I could watch this forever.
They make beautiful music together. Steph moving without the ball. Draymond has a Steph radar, crashes into Kamara, knocks that one down. Warriors up 5 right now.
For Volvo for life. 1975, the Bulls were in the West. The Western Conference Finals, Game 7, May 14th. How do I know that? It was my birthday. Sloan, Van Leer, Chet Walker, Bob Love, Tom Borwinkle, with CJ and Phil Smith and Jamal Wilkes, George Johnson and Clifford Ray at the center spot, and Rick Barry, 83-79. And the underhand free throw is good. How about that?
Nice.
With Rick Barry watching.
You got Rick Barry's approval there. But wait a minute.
83-79. You mentioned defense, and that team had to win a rock fight to win Game 7 against Chicago.
The Bulls
were in the West.
Correct. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, that's before my time, but I'm always interested in how things were back then.
Well, I'm telling you, I have got to get you some of the Bill King audio.
Yeah, you told me about that
series. That made me want to be a broadcaster.
Yeah.
That's my idol.
That's awesome.
9-year-old kid listening to Bill King on the radio for a Game 7. It's one of my, and on my birthday, it's like one of the greatest memories of my life.
Good birthday gift.
Although 83-79, there were a lot of misses in that game.
You gotta keep defending it. See what happens. Someone will break free offensively. Warriors are in the bonus here. See if they can close this half strong.
Steph over Clingan again. Same result. Curry's got 20. 15 to the corner.
Did you see Clingan? He just threw up his hands like, what am I supposed to do? You put me on an island with this guy. I'm gonna get worked.
Draymond on Avdija. And then just that little touch. He fouled him and he still floated it in. How about that?
Man. Avdija, I love his mentality. And this is Steph working the big man. Let's play with him for a little bit. He's got the handle. But just a subtle step back. He gets such easy separation. And you saw Coach Kerr on the bench there just smiling. Like, you don't normally see that with a coach. But even Coach Kerr is like, man, this man is great.
So Avdija, out of Israel, was the 9th pick by Washington, traded for Kispert and others.
Yeah, he's averaging.
He was the MVP of the Eurobasket. He was incredible.
Averaging 26 a game. Like, you have career high all across the board last season, and you're not satisfied.
Oh, Jimmy Butler, the spinning layup and the foul. The English on that, fantastic.
So Jeremy Grant. Immediately, look how much he's opened up. And Jimmy Butler's like, oh, you want to give me that direction? Okay, I'm going to go that direction. And he saw the rest of the defense. He's looking, are they going to be able to stop me? He wasn't worried about getting past Jeremy Grant. He's only worried about Clingan and that next guy coming over, who is Kamara, who kind of curled around there to contest that. And he figured it out with that English.
So Jimmy Butler now completed the three-point play. He's got 9, Steph's got 20, Podziemski 13. Kamara 15, Clingan 13, and Avdija 11 to go with his 7 assists for Portland. He put Draymond on Avdija and then sent him through the defense. And Avdija all the way to the rim.
He's got all that in his game. The step throughs, the Euro steps, the decel. He's got pods, air pods, 1 foot decel too.
They're going to have to double team him in the second half.
Yeah.
I mean, his passing is great, but he's killing the Warriors right now. Podziemski.
That's Steph.
Play off of Steph and Draymond. That's what Brandon does best.
Why wouldn't you set as many screens or cross pass with Steph as many times as you can? Because your defender's going to go with him. That's what happened there.
So double team Avdija right there and come up with a steal. Send that second defender. He didn't settle for that early clock 3. Oh, Clingan. Step back again. 23 and 18 in the quarter.
That time Jeremy Grant came to help. He can get some too.
The human torch is lit and the flame burns on at home. Avdija down the lane.
Again, keeping your body in between him and the basket. Jimmy Butler just kind of jumped out trying to deny him.
So about a 2-second game shot clock difference. Kamara knows how hot Steph is. The Warriors are like, get him another shot.
You could use Steph as a decoy now too, just to set a ball screen.
Draymond making sure they milk the clock. He's got Clingan again. Drop it back to Draymond. Try to get it back to Steph. He was still in bounds. And out of bounds, the 24-second violation.
Well, now you got 1 second here. They'll probably get a heave up, but you've had a great second quarter. Much better with the defensive rebounding, much better attention to detail.
Avdija, that's a long second. Missed that with the heave. So Steph Curry, 6 straight threes. 23 points, 18 in that second quarter.
Well, watch him leave Clingan in the dust with this mean step back. Best step back in the league. Clingan can do anything about it. Jeremy Grant saw it too late. Steph's smiling, styling on him too. What a half for him.
So Brandon Podziemski is going to join us. He's asking C.J. Washington about a move in that quarter. But for the Warriors, you shoot it at 59%, 11 of 21 on threes. And AirPods with 15 in that first half. Brandon, what clicked in that second quarter for you guys offensively?
I think we just moved the ball a lot. Just found an open guy. Obviously, Steph got hot there, so that makes it a lot easier. But yeah, I think when the group was out there, we were just moving it and playing it fast and transitioning and some steals. So just keeping it simple as much as we can.
You got to the free throw line. You were 6 of 8 from there. What were you seeing in the defense, the holes you were able to burst through to get to the free throw line that much?
I think some of them would just come off back cuts and never switching a lot. You know, touch and go. Just playing smart basketball, understanding how they're playing defense, and you know, great offense is always going to trump great defense. So I'm just figuring out this little pocket of space. Unfortunately, I got to the line a couple times, which was good.
Hey, we'll let you go with this. Does Grandma Gloria give that headband a thumbs up?
Oh, she does. She loves it. Anything that her baby wears, she loves. So, yeah.
Thanks for stopping, Pods. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Brandon Podziemski with 15 in that first half. Curry with 23. 4 Blazers in double figures. And the Warriors up 72-65 at the break. Bate, Festus, my man Rod Brooks at the Gatehouse. Warrior Halftime Live, presented by Jack in the Box, is coming up next. But the Warriors up 72-65. They dropped a 44-point second quarter on top of Portland. And it really, yeah, Steph Curry was crazy shooting the ball, but I loved how the bench played off of Steph. And that's such a good sign maybe going forward.
Yeah, Podziemski, the cutting. Every time Steph gets double teamed, you have to stay ready. You have to make sure you understand what your job is. Make sure you give him an outlet when he's doing his thing. The Warriors' first quarter start off kind of slow, struggled with attention to detail when it comes to defensive rebounding. They got 9 offensive rebounds for, I believe, 14 second chance points. Second quarter, much better there. So you want to continue that going into the second half.
Now, we can say play off of Steph Curry and what does he do for everyone else around him, but or Kalina could show you. I would kind of prefer that. So the Bookies Big Time Bifocals brought to you by your Bay Area Chevy dealers. Show me how you play off Steph Curry.
Well, you always want to cut. Look at Steph Curry, freeze it here. 1, 2, 3 defenders. Look at Caleb Love. He's looking right at Steph Curry. That means, Podziemski, you cut to the basket. There's a lot of space in there. Warriors can get so many of those. And again, they're one of the best cutting teams in the league. This is Steph and Draymond at their best. Freeze it here. Look how much space. No one is guarding Draymond Green. they're sagging off at Draymond, so he uses that to his advantage. I'm going to set this screen, wall off Kamara. He's got no chance of getting to Steph. Steph wide open is trouble for any opponent. And then this is Frieza here. 1-2 defenders. This always happens. Defenders go with Steph if he's coming off of your pin down, and Draymond is going to see the guy slipping back door, and in this case, it's Pods. Pods playing off of guys, especially Stephen Curry. That's great news for the Warriors.
Steph Curry can't go right. Look at that shot chart.
Bro,
he is everywhere.
That's fake news.
8 of 11. What a spectacular second quarter. Now, Portland's in for the whole game. I mean, they're shooting it well. Avdija's going crazy. Make them take more threes.
Well, that's the big thing, too. You want to bait them into that, and that's knowing your personnel. Who can you close out shorter to? You see the bench points. The Warriors should have the advantage when it comes to the bench. They get more scoring there on this season, so you want to get off to a great start here.
So beginning the third, it's Quentin Post getting the start with Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond, and Moses Moody, and Curry. Halftime didn't cool him off at all.
That's just a quick ball screen. Keep it simple, and Avdija switches onto him, but Steph comes off of that thing with so much speed. Turn the corner. Avdija had no answer.
Jeremy Grant with Clingan, C.D. Sissoko, Tamani Kamara, and Avdija, and a foul on Post.
What a role to have on a team. To be like the microwave scorer and have that be your role. First of all, you need to be a really good scorer. And second of all, you kind of need to be a little bullheaded, a little mentally tough, because no matter what team you're on, you're going.
I heard a little tinge of envy. What would it be like to be the just come in and shoot all the time guy?
It wasn't.
You would have loved that.
It wasn't a tinge. It was a whole lot of envy.
That's the first time I've ever heard you be envious. The Warriors shop item of the game, the Jordan Brand Statement Edition Crew sweatshirt is, there it is, Kay, 30% off.
Nice.
At shop.warriors.com.
We like that.
But Jeremy Grant, like, embracing this role because it's the most fun role you could ever have.
And to have your teammates embrace that, you better show that you're a great scorer. You can be effective there and efficient if possible.
Draymond fouled as Kamara was trying to fight over that.
Well, he was just trying to work with Steph and get him open and set that screen for Steph. And Kamara was like, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get Steph open. I'm not going to let it happen. And he did too much.
Well, Kalani, you hit tee shots a long ways. Rick Barry, this guy's won long drive championships.
Really?
In addition to being a Hall of Famer, in addition to being one of the 50 greatest players of all time.
No way.
Rick, how are you?
I'm doing great. I just hope the guys can keep playing well. I was a little worried at the start of the game. And I was amazed that, the three-point shot, what a difference it is that they wound up scoring that many points in the first half, and they couldn't make a basket early in the game. They only had 12 points. And then, of course, Steph, when he came back in the end of the second, he just started to light it up again. So hopefully they'll play at a high level.
Hey, we just spent halftime hanging out with Clifford Ray. I love him, one of my favorites. You picked him up at the airport after the trade from Chicago. Why'd you do that?
Because I'm smart. Because I need a center who was willing to come and put himself in a good position so I can use him to run the two-man game. And so I said, well, I better make friends with him really quick. And I said, look, if you come over and put yourself in a good position, I'm going to get you a lot of dunks because I know Clifford loved to dunk. And I tell you what, there's nobody in the history of the game, I guarantee you, we could sit down and look at film for weeks that ran the two-man game as well as Clifford and I did. Now, I did it with Nate and all, but I'm telling you, Clifford was the best.
The other one that people never bring up, you taught George Johnson to shoot underhand free throws that championship year. Did you go to him and just say, George, you were a 41% free thrower. We got to stop this. How did that come about?
Yeah, well, we talked a little about it. George had the guts to be able to go and do it. He actually got himself up to where he was an 80% free throw shooter. So it's just amazing to me that more people don't try. I don't understand why general managers, coaches, and owners don't tell players they have to do it. They're an employee making millions in dollars they're paying them, and they're going to tell them, no, I'm not going to do something that can help the team. That's insane.
How long did it take you to teach George to do that?
Not very long. He picked it up pretty quickly. His form wasn't exactly where it needed to be, but we didn't have a long time to work on it to get his technique down a little bit. Now, there's George right there over there. Good. He was good, but he can block some shots. We don't win and go to the championship without George Johnson in Game 7 against Chicago, especially down the stretch. He was just an absolute beast in the middle. He was blocking everything, changing shots. He was the catalyst for us, along with Jamal having a great Game 7 against Chicago. I was stinking up the joint for almost 4 3/4.
So, Rick, here's Buddy Hield trying to shoot underhand free throws.
Yeah, but his form is, he still made one, but his form was terrible. Your hands don't go flying out. But it's proven scientifically to be the most efficient way to shoot a free throw, and yet people won't do it. It doesn't make any sense. My youngest son, Canyon, who played in the Olympics in 3x3, and actually he was a 90% shooter.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Rick. I tried it, and I struggled with it, so I might need your pointers as well. But
but the thing about it is that you're not a player.
Wait, what?
Kalana played in the league.
I played in the league.
No, you're not a player. I mean, a real player would have learned how to do it properly. Okay, if you really had the skills and the desire to do it, you would be a better free throw shooter. But if I had taught you the right technique, you probably would have done it. But there's nobody around teaching it properly. That's the problem.
Shots fired from Rick Barry. All right, well, he's a legend. So you guys swept the Washington Bullets. How confident were you going into that series? Because only 9 teams have ever done that. And how proud are you that you guys were able to accomplish that?
Well, it was more special because of the fact that we were written off at the start of the season, and that's why it was the greatest upset in the history of major sports in this country. There's no team that was ever so ill thought of to start a season, to wind up not only winning their division and winning their conference, to then supposedly was the biggest mismatch in the history of the NBA Finals. It's going to be a sweep. And so they got the sweep right, just the wrong team.
I mentioned the Mike Reardon sent out to get you in a fight in Game 4, and Al jumped in. Al got ejected. Did you know that they were going to try to do that and bait you into some type of fisticuffs to get you out of the series?
Well, I knew that at the start of the game. And Mike Reardon elbowed me to start the jump ball. He gave me an elbow to the chest on the jump ball. And I said, hey, Mike, I said, listen, what the hell do you think you're doing? You think I'm stupid enough to get into a fight with you so you can get me thrown out of the game? So, yeah, that was crazy. But I knew right then, I said, these guys are in trouble. If that's what they're resorting to, they're in desperation mode.
Well, so you guys were such a great offensive team, but you're one of the best defensive teams that year in 75, too. How much did your defense spark your offense? Because I know you guys really cared about that side.
Well, defense always does it. I always tell people that they always say defense wins championships. No, defense doesn't win championships. Defense helps you to win championships. The better you are defensively, the better your chances of winning. But you still have to, in the end, you have to outscore the opponent, and you have to have a good offense to go with it. In the history of the NBA, I believe there's only 2 teams that ever won a championship that were not in the top 10 defensively.
Rick, the Game 7 against Chicago, 83-79. You come from 3-2 down in that series. You got Sloan Van Leer and Chet Walker, Bob Love. How did you win that rock fight to get to the finals? Because that was the most dangerous game in terms of getting sent home.
Yeah, but we felt that, guys, that was our championship series right there. And then I blew a game in Chicago that we should have won. And that was killing me and haunting me. And then I almost blew Game 4 by terrible. I was like 2 for 14. Al took me out midway through the 3rd quarter. What coach do you know of that would take out his leading scorer and player midway through, at home, down double digits, midway through the 3rd quarter, and keep me out the whole quarter, keep me out at the start of the 4th quarter? And thank God, after I got back after a few minutes in the 4th quarter, that I actually played the way I should have been playing the whole game. So it was pretty good. They got to stop that. I like the big guy for them. I mean, they do a great lob. He's great mobility. He can shoot the ball. He's a nice player.
Hey, Rick, we're going to talk to you with the season ticket holders after the game. We appreciate you stopping by, celebrating one of the incredible teams, the 50th anniversary. The Hall of Famer, one of the 50 greatest players of all time, Rick Barry, with a Warrior lead at 8. Warrior basketball at NBC Sports Bay Area is brought to you by Volvo. Friday night on the Golden Gate Bridge, one of the architectural wonders of the world. The Warrior lead at 8. It is so good to be home. Our Kia player profile, since Kalena was not a player, we'll have to discuss someone else.
I just had to ignore that. I didn't even know what to say. I'm like, wait, what? I don't think he knows. Yeah, anyway, I'll just, never mind.
Rick in the finals, 29.5 points, the 5 assists, the 4 rebounds. He was the finals MVP. And I promise I won't bring that up, maybe on a golf course 50 more times.
I think he gets really sensitive if anyone says anything that he feels like is bad about the underhanded free throws. I wouldn't try to go at it or anything with it. I was just saying I struggled with it. I need some help.
That was one of the cool things, though. He taught George Johnson, the backup center, and he went from 40% to nearly 80% from the line in that championship year. Draymond floating that home.
See, there's your step ball screen. I was calling for it earlier. Draymond knows what to do with it.
And Moody will be called for a block here, trying to deny Jeremy Grant that driving lane.
So the one thing I love about what the Warriors have been doing is the balance to their attack. Yeah, they've knocked down the threes, but this is one of the best paint point teams in the league. They're 5th in paint points. Warriors are 30th, and they're basically right with them. It's 34 to 32 paint points. So this is something I'm sure Coach Kerr is loving right now.
See Pods, he's not letting Avdija get right. And then where's the help? There it is with Draymond. And Clingan hammering that down. And Avdija's behind the play. He was banged up as he hit the deck.
There, Pods.
Podziemski, corner 3.
He just had one man down for the Blazers, and it was just about finding the odd man out. It was Podziemski in the corner.
Brandon, great bounce back game. Everybody struggled shooting the ball in Miami. Horford with the rebound.
I just like his shot selection better.
Yes.
He's playing off the guys. He's letting the game come to him. He doesn't have to create as much.
Horford looking for Steph relocate. There's Curry. That one, Jeremy Grant's like, don't do it to me. You've done it to Clingan so many times. Steph is 6 of 11 on threes, but 10 of 15 in the game, and Avdija's fouled.
So here's the thing about it, trying to force someone to their weak hand. It's really hard, especially if that player is skilled at all. He can fake to the left and still go right. Sometimes he'll go left and come back. That time he just went right. But you're just trying to move your feet most of all. Trying to force him to their weak hand, it's kind of in the back of your mind a little bit. You're just trying to stay in front of him at all costs. He's so ferocious driving.
We just lost the great Lenny Wilkens, right? And Jim Barnett used to always say, coaches, don't let Lenny Wilkens get left. Don't let him get left. You know what? Lenny Wilkens could always get left.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what you tried to do. He could always get to that strong hand. It's like guarding Thaddeus Young. Don't let him go to
I was just thinking that. I just saw him at Monte's birthday party, actually.
That's why I brought him up.
But who's #1 in the league when it comes to driving as a player? Avdija. And he's relentless when it comes to that. And a lot of times he is going right, but he's worked on his game to have the counters too. If you don't let him go right, he can spin back the other way.
Would you lure him into more perimeter shots? I would gap him a little bit?
I would gap him a little bit, and then I would also understand where my help is. Sometimes the help is on his right side, so you're okay forcing him to bodies. As long as you're on the same page with the rest of your defense.
Warrior lead at 9. Horford gets around Clingan, tried to drop it to Draymond. Good idea, but he just couldn't quite connect.
Well, you still have a lead. It's all about keeping them in your rear view. And
it's
again,
been a tight game. The Warriors have been up by as many as 11. Portland have led by as many as 9. Neither team getting a ton of separation.
But the Blazers are no stranger to coming from behind. The Warriors are in a zone now. Look at them attacking the middle. Murray.
Caleb Love ticking iron there. That was a good closeout by Moody. Bothered the shot, but no intention of getting near anyone to foul him. Draymond an open 3. A little flat. And here comes Avdija again. And Steph there, backed up. Okay, let me see you shoot it. Again, he's worked on that 3, but we live with that too. Clingan with 19 and 10. Left for the steal. And Moody the corner 3 with Clingan flying at him. Talk about the contest there at 7-3.
Draymond was not going to let that turnover happen. He was like a wide receiver protecting his quarterback. Go to it. They got a turnover here. Force one.
Good Warrior hands. Moody knocked away.
Moody tried to save that one. Almost slammed his face against the ground.
Ryan Rupert setting up Murray. Caleb Love breaking the paint to lay it up and out. Fighting with Clingan, and they'll say Draymond touched it last.
Well, the fight is real on the boards. We're going to get another look at it here. And, oh, that one's close. It might have hit Clingan's left hand last.
Draymond didn't argue.
No, and they're not going to use their challenge on that.
Clingan, this is a warm-up three. I'm going to rail that one. His first made three of the night.
He looked up into the sky like, thank you, God, I finally made one.
And second chance points. We talked about Portland being the best in the league. They have the huge advantage there, 22-5. Two-man jump and step. GP2's in the middle. Shot clock down to 4. Horford's got to make something out of nothing, and he did. Uncle Al.
Well, they double team Steph. You got GP2 in the middle. GP2 made sure he didn't turn it over, just took a beat. Finally got it to Al Horford, who knew what to do with it. His poise under pressure came through.
The Warrior bench advantage, that's why they lead in this game. The ball out of Avdija's hands. Repair. Spins away with the shot clock at 7. Murray in, out, and back out. Avdija for 3. Pretty good Warrior defense, but it doesn't matter if you don't grab the rebound. And more free throws coming.
And that's the thing. We mentioned the Warriors haven't been able to practice. Even when you do get to practice, you're not going to go live for a really long time where you can really work on your defensive rebounding and banging and guards getting in there amongst trees and pursuing the ball and cracking people and boxing out. Like, you don't want to overdo that. You're trying to keep your guys as fresh as possible. So that's mental. That's the 1-2. That's being willing to battle and do whatever it takes to get in there and get those rebounds.
So a couple free throws courtesy of Waymo.
Bye, Bill.
Riding in Waymo's fun, by the way.
I've been in there a few times. My wife and I enjoy it. You can pick your music. It's really cool.
It's when you're talking to the driver, it's a little odd.
Yeah, that's one part that
they're good listeners.
It's a little different.
Say that. They're good listeners.
Yeah.
This game tightening up. Warrior lead at 11 is down to 6 here. And second chance points. The free throws for Portland. Podziemski 3. Face Jackson Davis getting his first playing time to play with Al Horford. So this is 4 rebounding as the Warriors go double big.
And non-step minutes.
Caleb Love dropping in 3.
He felt good about that one. He was feeling himself. Celebrating that one. He got so much space to work with.
He's got 15 off the bench. He's had a nice game.
It's all about Jimmy Butler doing his thing. They're playing through him.
And Butler will get to the line.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler, I love how he doesn't mess around with it. It's just a quick, hard move, quick rip through. Warriors still up 3 here. Got some time left before the fourth quarter starts.
2:31 remaining in the third. Okay, we've got drives of the game brought to you by GMC. The Warriors, you mentioned, have done well in the paint. That's a little unusual. It's because they've been relentless in attacking.
It's been cuts, drives, break the paint any way you can. A lot of times with a team like this, they're right up on you. They're trying to bring the pressure. They're trying to be physical. You're using all that against them. And Jimmy Butler is a great candidate as he smiles his way to the free throw line. He loves living there. And a lot of times he's attacking from mid-post or in the post. He's got that quickness in that first step from the three-point line, too.
You brought up a great point. Because they hug up on you, because they're a good defensive team, if you're going to settle for contested 20-footers, you're going to lose.
Right.
So you got to show and go, and you got to cut without the ball. And tonight, the Warriors have done that.
And Jimmy Butler, you can see it when he gets the ball. He just takes his time, and you can see him looking at what the rest of the defense is doing. He's not worried about his man. He's like, I'm getting by my man. I don't have to worry about that. Is someone going to come over and help as he misses a first free throw? Is someone going to come over and help and really bother me at the rim, or can I just shoot through there, make a quick move, and power up? And anytime he sees the opportunity to do that, And the best thing I always say about him is he naturally jumps into people. And that is the hardest part about recovering. A lot of guys, they get by you and you're like, okay, I got the recovery speed, I got the length, I'm gonna try to block the shot from behind. Now he's like, I'm not gonna let you do any of that. I'm jumping straight into you.
So the Warriors 18 of 22 from the line. Jimmy is 6 of 7. Warriors are 5th best free throwing by percentage in the NBA. When they get to the line, they make you pay.
True.
Jeremy Grant trying to back down Pajemski, knocked it away. Pons with good D, and Richard will track it down.
Pons isn't just gonna sit behind you and relax. He's gonna fight for it.
13 Warriors steals. Oh, that was deflected. It saved the backcourt violation. Pajemski breaking the paint. Will Richard catch and shoot 3? Jimmy tried to tip it, but Grant comes out of the pack. Final minute 50 with Steph resting here. That's going to be a blocking foul. And the reason why they're going to say that Richard did not allow Murray a chance to land.
That's the biggest thing.
You got it. When a guy catches, you got to give him a chance to land there.
And they're in the bonus too.
Now,
so
Steve's going to challenge this. This is going to be a leaner.
It's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, coach's challenge here.
You know Coach Kerr is thinking he's outside the restricted circle, but what you said, not give him a place to land, that's going to be interesting to see.
Sprite's coach's challenge, block or charge? We're going to find out.
Golden State is challenging Will on the floor with a defensive foul.
I'ma show you how to move. Come, Mr. DJ, some funny replay. Mr. DJ, won't you turn the music up? All the girls on the dance floor wanting some more. Mr. DJ, won't you turn the music up? Come, Mr. DJ, some funny replay. Mr. DJ, won't you turn the music up? All the girls on the dance floor.
So the Warrior lead at 4. Kevin Cutler and J.B. DeRosa are looking at this. You know, there's always the rule, K, and then the spirit of the rule. Will Richard is in a legal guarding position, but he doesn't really even give Murray a chance to land here. So
he gave him a chance to land, but it was like a split second in between him landing and him crashing into Will Richard.
So then you get into, is that clear and conclusive to overturn the call on the floor, which was a block? Now,
he might overturn this.
I mean, that's the one thing when you slow it down. Will is there. That is a legal guarding position.
Now, if he would have hit Will Richard before he landed,
correct,
then I think what you're saying comes into play where he didn't give him a place to land. But Will Richard is there. He's outside the restricted circle.
I love Kevin Cutler. He loves golf, by the way.
Oh, nice.
He's trying to play all the top 100 courses in the country.
The offensive player makes illegal contact with the defender. This will be a successful challenge. Play will be overturned to an offensive foul.
It's an interesting style, too, because he kind of gets down to your level. A lot of these officials will stand up straight.
Kevin Cutler's almost 6'8".
I know. He's got to come down and really, he was looking for the camera there, and then he found it and he delivered it.
Tell you what, great job, Jacob Rubin.
I like that.
That was a leaner, and the Warriors win it. Jacob is on fire in terms of the replay challenge.
He is, and they've showed some restraint. There's been some other plays they might have been tempted to challenge. There's Jacob laughing about it. Like, now he's empowered. He's like, come on, get over here. He's calling shots.
He is the replay master. And yet we give him credit. He never takes his own credit. I have to say that. He aches over the ones he misses.
Now we'll toot his horn.
Love Jacob. Shot clock at 7. Buddy trying to get it back to Trace. Pajemski on the run. And Pajemski, very clever. Little up fake on Caleb Love and draw the foul.
Everybody's getting in on this act.
How about Pons with 10 free throws tonight?
Well, I asked him at halftime, you're 6 for 8 from the free throw line. And he was like, yeah, it's been the cutting. It's been moving without the ball, finding holes in the defense. Caleb Love, the rookie. Just give him a little pump fake. Young guys like to jump.
It is amazing. if you show someone the ball, they lose all discipline and restraint and leave their feet. It is crazy.
I mean, it's really impressive that Podziemski has gotten that in his game this early. The footwork when he first came in the league was so impressive to me, like his pivot game. He's got the up fakes too, and being crafty with it.
Very quietly too. Pods 8 of 10. He's 77% free throwing.
That's big
on the year. He's improved dramatically. And it's going to be a moving screen.
Murray.
Yeah. Will Richard took the punishment there, and C.J. Washington was on it. That's the 5th foul.
And that's the free throws, too, yeah. Will Richard is having an impact here. Forget about the scoring. He's working defensively. He drew a charge. They challenged that. They won that challenge. And that time, he was just fighting over the top and got rewarded for his effort.
Yeah, so Murray's 5th foul.
Not free throws with an offensive foul, though. But
I led you astray. I was talking about his 5th personal foul. It should have been more descriptive. But then again, I'm not a player.
You're just going to keep doing that.
A minute 12 remaining for the third.
Wild.
Jimmy Butler facing up on Love. They throw it over Williams, and TJD gets the dunk. What a pass by Butler. Oh, that was sweet.
That is vision. He sees everything. Rupert was cheating off of him. Just threw it up over the top.
Robert Williams thought he had it. Hey, Jimmy's not driving by me. C.D. Sissoko hitting the 3.
That was Robert Williams that came over off of him.
Well, the Blazers are not going to go away. We said that early in the season, Phoenix and Portland, in terms of teams that play so hard and are in every game. Butler pump fake. Robert Williams, good recovery. And Sissoko pushing it to Caleb Love. And then getting it back. That's good basketball. Really nice.
Sometimes, as fast as they play, they're just going to find holes in the defense. And you're frantic, you're trying to get back. It's easier to make a mistake.
Portland, 49% shooting. The Dubs at 56%, but only the 3-point lead.
Yeah.
Only a 2-second game shot clock difference. Winding down this third. Podziemski tried to get some contact there, didn't get any love. And Rupert from nearly midcourt, and that will do it. So the Warriors want this one at home. It's a cup game. A 3-point lead as they head into the 4th.
Turn it around. And
50-year celebration of the 75 title team. The Warriors want to pay it off with a win and move 2-1 in the cup standings. Our Toyota game summary. We're also keeping an eye on Denver-Houston playing tonight.
True.
Because that bracket for the Warriors, everyone is 1-1.
Well, the Warriors are doing a lot of things right as Sissoko drives in there. And the foul.
He's got a chance to tie the game.
He scores that one. Warriors are winning the turnover battle at 17-12, 19-13 points off of those turnovers.
So if they win the turnover battle, what happens?
They usually win.
They're undefeated this year at 8-0.
Well, you don't want to start turning the ball over now. Take care of it. And just remember, defensive rebounding is going to get even tougher. It's been really hard all game. 25 or 24-5 second chance points right now in favor of the Blazers.
You got a 1-point lead, beginning the 4th. Butler to Draymond. Robert Williams spiking that out of bounds.
Man, his recovery speed, he's clearly healthy because he basically made Butler pass that one and got back to Draymond. But these are the non-Steph minutes, and you're going to play through Jimmy Butler.
Only 5 to shoot here. Draymond will shoot the 3. All right. When you block it out of bounds, you just give the team the ball right back.
There it is. And Williams was so far away from Draymond Green. He knew he was going to have to shoot that one.
Draymond's got 11. He's a double-figure scoring. And Quentin Post saw that lob the whole way. Good awareness.
Well, he made the ball handler pass it, then jumped back to his man. That's what Draymond Green usually does. Quentin Post has been learning.
Draymond and Post. Jimmy Butler draws a foul.
That's one thing Jimmy Butler loves to do. Reject those ball screens. And it's tough for any defender to deal with, especially if you don't force him that way to start with.
So tell a fan, when you reject a screen, what are you doing?
The screen is on one side. In this case, it's on his left side. He goes right. And a lot of times he'll do that because that defender is giving him a choice. He's just right in front of him, giving him a choice which way to go. And the screener's defender, who's the help, is on the other side. He's expecting him to come off to his
everyone
left.
expects you to go one way.
Everybody expects you to go left. You go the other way. So now the help is on the wrong side. Someone else has to help. It causes problems. And a lot of times the on-ball defender does too much. He had to foul.
They're attacking again. I tell you, Robert Williams is changing shots. He and Sissoko have been pretty good at various points in the game. CD Sissoko down the lane, dropped it off to Robert Williams. There they go, working together.
They just got you in scramble mode there with their ball movement.
So Draymond, Jimmy, Brandon, Podziemski with Moody and Post. So Mendez, Steph re-entry. Love to give him a nice long rest here. Draymond made 1 3, rimmed that one out, and Williams with the rebound. Caleb Love with 15 off the bench, handling up top. Dropping it into Robert Williams. They were going to foul him if he tried to dunk it. I'll tell you, Tumani Kamara is railing threes, 4 of 6 now.
But it starts with Caleb Love, and they're letting him dictate the terms, and he's just driving in there, getting by his man, drawing the help, getting the ball moving. Kamara is able to line one up. He's got plenty of time.
His 11-point lead is gone. Jimmy Butler is going to go to the line and try to rectify that.
Jimmy Butler knows exactly when to cut. They're going to play through him. You want to keep your movement up. And Jimmy Butler could move without the ball as well.
You better have energy tonight to finish this off. You cannot be a lazy boy.
After doing it all, a Lazy Boy recliner takes you from 0 to lazy. Surrounding you with the comfort you deserve. Come try for yourself at a Lazy Boy store.
Save 25% on everything plus an extra 5% off.
Lazy Boy, long live the lazy.
What are you watching the final 9:55 to close this out? Give me a little checklist.
Well, the sense of urgency has been there. You've lost 2 in a row. You want to get this win. Taking care of the ball has to be #1. Remember, the Blazers are 3rd in opponent turnovers. And I'm watching to see if they're going to double team Avdija as he's back in the game. Now the Warriors are in a zone here, so they're going with zone. You got to make sure once the ball gets in the middle, you collapse on that. Make sure you got the shooters.
Caleb Love missing that, but Kamara setting up Sissoko for another 3, and then Draymond cleans that up. Moody streaking. Oh, Sissoko took away that pass. He wanted to get it to Butler for the layup. Avdija up and around and out. It wouldn't go down. We got a foul on the rebound. Williams came away with the ball, but the Warriors, Podziemski will be whistled for the foul.
Avdija maybe thought this was goaltended. Watch the decel off 1 foot. Lets the defender kind of take himself out of it. I think no one came up under the basket to get that one, but that was well done. He just couldn't convert it.
Keep an eye on team fouls at 2 apiece here. Which team would get into the bonus in the 4th? Avdija. See, Moody made him go left, but then the foul, Post got there late.
But you see, he's not broke going left.
No.
These guys are NBA players. They just prefer to go one direction, but they work on going the other side. Moses Moody just opened up and made him go that way, and Post jumped from A to B. He couldn't keep his verticality. That's a good call, but he's going to keep driving no matter which way you send him.
Avdija, 17 points, 10 assists, 4 rebounds.
So if they are going to double team him, you got to make sure you have your rotation right. They've been knocking down some threes lately. They found some rhythm. And then you said some things to think about. On the other side, keep your movement up. When they get stagnant and they just rely on one person to take someone off the dribble and try to make something happen, they can run into some trouble.
Get this game. You have 2 days off until the next game Monday. It's been forever since the Warriors had 2 days off. And this one's going to go down to the wire. You just kind of feel it. Podziemski missing that 3, and Williams with the rebound.
That was your split action. It's not a bad look. Screener's defender is so far away from it. You have some space.
You lose tonight, you're eliminated from the cup. You don't have a chance. This is going to be a defensive 3-second violation on the Warriors and be a technical free throw.
AirPods is pointing to Sissoko like he was saying he's guarding him closely.
Yeah, you got to
touch someone or
be touch someone within 3 seconds,
or be guarding someone closely, and then you can clear yourself. He's trying to explain himself to the coaching staff in the back.
So Xfinity help you here, not just to break ankles, but don't break the bank, because they're going to have the same price for 5 years, Kalena Azubuike. The most intelligent Wi-Fi, the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee.
Intelligent.
Snap back in, deflected that away. Avdija gets it back with a shot clock at 3. Draymond made him give it up. Caleb Love is having a night. He bottoms a 3 to beat the buzzer. Caleb Love with 18.
He's making you pay for cheating off. Jimmy Butler got back out there, contested pretty well, but he's locked in.
He did Jimmy Butler, but now you're down 5. Moody out of the corner. And Butler flat-footed rebound. Draymond set that screen. Steph snake dribble in the lane. Whitten post. Had that blocked. Trying to get it back in a collision. And a foul on the Warriors. So now you're piling up team fouls too.
The Blazers have upped their intensity defensively. You think you have an open shot, they are closing. And that closing speed is blink of an eye. You got nothing there, and then after the block, you're crashing into Sissoko, just going for the ball there. So the Blazers are extending their lead. They have momentum, and they're brimming with confidence.
And now they're going to be in the bonus the rest of the game. That's a shooting foul there, but with 7:56 left, you can get a parade to the foul line for Portland.
Avdija does a great job of jumping into guys too, just working off of that ball screen, and Steph doesn't have a good angle on it. And Avdija knows he's got you right where he wants you. And this is what he's been doing all year. And again, without Shaedon Sharpe in there, both him and Jeremy Grant are going, we have to do more. And he's like, I'm capable of doing that.
It's a long way to go in this one, but it's a 12-2 Blazer run. And another free throw.
City Warriors down 5, and they have some work to do. But do you want to know what it's like to be a 7-footer walking around chasing her with the beret on? You don't want to miss our post-game show. View from Above is debuting tonight. Plus, we'll have a reaction from the stars of today's game. Now back to Fitz and Buki.
I'm intrigued. Now, just think of the life of a rookie in the NBA. Caleb Love the other night was 1 for 12, 0 for 7 on threes. Tonight, he has a new career high with 18 points.
Well, I told you he's got that clutch gene. He had some big moments in the NCAA tournament, Final Four. And he's showing up here tonight. Arizona 2 years there. But Avdija, he had a triple-double against the Bulls, and he's got the 11 assists this game. He's really been looking to make plays for others. When he drives in there, he's trying to dish.
So the game has flipped 18 points. Warrior 11-point lead, and now the 7-point deficit. Jimmy Butler is firing on the mid-range. So Steph, Jimmy Butler, Quentin Post with Moody and GP2. You're already over the limit, so you got to play 7.5 minutes without fouling, or else it's just a free throw parade. Shot clock down to 4. Love on his career night. Jimmy Butler said no.
There you go.
Dumped it through. What a catch by Butler, setting up Curry for 3. Steph was already running back. He knew that was down.
Well, Jimmy Butler saved a turnover there. Again, he's like a wide receiver. He went to that one, made sure he snatched that one from Caleb Love, and then the movement without the ball from Steph, relocate like no one's ever done it in the history of the game.
Avdija for 3. That's short. Ricocheted GP2. Steph was leaking out, but Sissoko was tracking him. Post is spilled. When Post gets back up, and it's a good thing he did. Shot that 3 in time. Butler is doing things to try to take over. Had the beautiful assist, got the rebound, Post another opportunity. And he's missed 2 threes that trip.
That's a tough shot, that pump fake and reload. You just show and go, get in the paint if you can.
Robert Williams dunking that down.
And Love is getting into the paint, really causing some havoc here. He made Quentin Post come over, and that left his man to get that dunk.
So time's a wasting here. Coming upon 6 minutes, down 6. They have the defender of Kamara who can just hound Steph. Avdija on him. Curry banks it home come on. How difficult was that?
I don't know how he even saw the basket as Caleb Love misses one. They get the offensive rebound.
Sissoko missing, and Kumara, a third opportunity. Sissoko denied again. Moody, the pump fake and the foul.
To have the presence of mind to slow yourself down and pump fake there. Great idea. It just comes off of here with speed. Avdija switches onto him, and Steph is saying, I'm just going to keep going. Turn the corner. Like those F1 cars. And Steph, he's got so much in his repertoire, and finishing is one of the underrated skills. People don't talk about it enough. They deny Sissoko there after they gave up offensive rebounds. You got to keep defending. Warriors are up to the task.
The chase for the cup. The Warriors, the 1975 team, the 50th anniversary. They got their City Edition jerseys. Then they signed autographs. You had people like the Hopper. Charles Dudley was ringing the bell. And then they were honored on the court, the 7 living members of the 1975 Warrior Championship team. They're seeing if the Warriors can pull this one out.
And they were hopping around a full day for the 1975 team. They got around. The Warriors find a way to do this. The second chance points have been huge this game because it's 26-8 in favor of the Blazers. They've gotten so many more opportunities. They've shot 79 field goals to the Warriors 70, even though they're behind in the points off turnovers battle.
Yeah, and the Warriors are shooting 50% for the game. It just becomes a numbers equation when another team has 9 more attempts. They double team Avdija right away. Jeremy Grant. Shot clock at 7 in the lane. He's squeezed, and Draymond stands tall. Chance to tie or take the lead. They got Jeremy Grant 0 for 7.
Amazing defense against them. No blow-bys, and then just helping at the rim without fouling.
Tomorrow trying to deny Steph, so Draymond will drive. And Robert Williams blocking that. Caleb Love, full head of steam. Gonna get up and in.
He's powerful at his size, too. Pons just bounced off of him. He couldn't get by Pons, but he just got into his body.
Kamara, such a good defender, hounding Curry. They get him off him. And now 2 Blazers there. GP2 throws it away. He thought Moody would be in the corner.
Well, they're double teaming Steph. They got him to give it up. And usually GP2 is a great decision maker. That was a great decision. He just couldn't connect with Moody.
Williams looking for a backdoor cutter. Draymond saved the layup. Kumara lays it up and in.
Yeah, there's those backdoor cuts. Steph kind of got caught there. Just couldn't keep his body in between Kumara and the basket.
In Portland, the Blazers beat the Warriors by 20. And tonight, they're just out executing the Dubs here in the 4th.
There's an ominous feel here. Crowd murmuring.
GP2, nice step through and finish.
All right, well, you got a clutch game here. You got to fight for this one and earn it. Poise under pressure.
So, plus or minus 5 points inside 5 minutes. Last 3 years, the Warriors have played the most clutch games of any team in the NBA. Shot clock at 7. Grant had it knocked away off his leg. Moody forces the turnover.
Moses Moody nodding his head like, yep, I did that. He's got his hands active. You need to make plays like that defensively. Get some extra possessions, even this up. Just gets his right hand in there. And Jeremy Grant was so focused on coming off of that screen. Robert Williams was about to set, forgot the ball.
Thiago Splitter got the Warriors once. Trying to get him a second time. Butler back in.
And listen to Chase Center come alive. Trying to help them feed off of their energy.
A long time since the Warriors were in this building. They're undefeated at home, 5-0 coming in. Curry 3, rimming out. Butler the rebound, and he had that block, but no, we got an offensive foul. So Butler and Podziemski combined for rebounds. That takes away another basket. The Warriors have had 4 made baskets that haven't counted.
Coach Kerr saying, I have one more challenge, right? Yes, you do. You challenged once, you got it right. You still have one.
And then to make it worse, because it's a rebounding foul and you're over the limit, it'll be free throws the other way.
Yeah. So you're just fighting for it here. I don't understand where they see an offensive foul.
This is going to be challenged. This is going to be challenged here. So 3:24 left. This is a big call. Is it an offensive foul? Is it free throws the other way? We're going to find. T.J. Washington indicated with his arm he pulled down on Jeremy Grant.
So watch his left arm as he's going to get this. He's fallen over, so he's just trying to brace himself, and he pulls down Jeremy Grant. That's probably what they're talking about. Maybe they're saying if that didn't happen, Jeremy Grant would have gotten that rebound, and AirPods was able to snatch that one as a result. So they're talking it out.
Yeah, they're saying that he grabbed him before Podziemski then got the rebound and up and in. So in our group, or in the Warrior group, Denver gets the win. Everybody was 1-1 coming into tonight. So Denver goes to 2-1, and then Houston goes to 1-2. So if we update the Cup standings, and obviously we'll wait on the outcome on this one, but this is where we stand currently.
Nuggets are looking good, but if you're able to get this win, you would be tied with them again.
The Nuggets' last game is against the Spurs. Now, the tie won't work for the Warriors because the -24, they have the worst plus-minus going.
So they've had to double back here and go back to the replay. And remember, the officials have that earpiece where Secaucus can talk to them and help them work through some of this stuff.
What's interesting is Jimmy may have just kind of grabbed because he was falling down.
Well, that's what I said. He was only trying to brace himself, but he did pull him down, and maybe Jeremy Grant is able to grab this one. Watch him fire in here. You love the intensity, tenacity on the glass. He's fallen over because he got tripped by Caleb Love.
I mean, is Jimmy supposed to flail his arms and then fall and hit his head on the ground, or what's supposed to happen there?
Can you review all of it and say, well, Caleb Love fouled him, and say that's a proximate foul?
That could be proximate foul there, but so here's Kevin Cutler is. Remember, it was called a loose ball foul on Jimmy Butler. That was the
review,
call.
loose ball foul stands. Unsuccessful challenge by Golden State. Portland will be shooting 2 shots.
So
that's unfortunate.
So instead of the no call, which would have had a Podziemski layup,
free throws.
You have a foul and now free throws for Portland. I mean, with 3:24 left in a 4-point game, that is a monster swing right there.
That is massive. Warriors need a win in the worst way after losing the last 2 on the road. This isn't helping. And Jeremy Grant, again, only 3 points for him. Now he gets to see one go in.
And Jeremy Grant's an 84% free thrower.
If he makes it.
He curls that one in. Yeah, the Warriors had the lead heading into the 4th here.
Well, you didn't get one of your main scorers firing, but look how many other 20-point scorers there are. Kamara's got 20 points. Clingan's got 22. Avdija's 22. And then Caleb Love off the bench with 20.
That's the difference in the game. A career best for Caleb Love, a guy who was 1 for 12 and 0 for 7 in his last game, goes for 20 tonight. So now you're down 6. And Butler, what a screen by Draymond. Perfectly done, and Butler with 18 now.
Draymond set his own personal double screen. That was unbelievable.
2-possession game, plenty of time with 3 minutes left. And deflected and lost. So you get the dunk, you get a stop. Well, another opportunity.
GP2's in the vicinity. He's getting super active. He can force some turnovers. Been known to do that.
Kamara just face guarding stuff. He's not letting him go anywhere.
Split action.
Butler looked for GP2 to reverse it up and out. Opportunity for that lay-in. It wouldn't stay down. 2.5 left. 4-point lead in the ball for Caleb Love. Didn't get there to set the screen. They want to get it to Avdija, or Caleb Love is having the night. Robert Williams shoots a 3. He can live with that. Keep denying Steph the ball in crunch time here. Make Portland pay for all that attention. Near steal by Avdija. Shot clock at 7. Curry on the great defender Kamara backs him up. Steph with the 3.
Get up off me. Just got into his body. It doesn't matter how big that defender is. Steph's step back is lethal.
Minute 50 left in a 1-point game. Avdija driving, Avdija scoring.
He's getting right. Draymond got over there, but he's concentrating.
Tic-tac-toe. GP2 the lay-in. That's off a made basket.
That was unbelievable. That's why you throw the ball up the floor, man. Get out and run. GP2 can run with the best of them.
And you stop Avdija now.
Double team.
Double him. Pajemski nearly knocked it away. Kumara protects. Avdija in full motion. Caleb Love on a career night. Bottoms a 3. 23 for Caleb Love.
You're just helping off of him maybe a little too much there, especially because he's in rhythm.
Steph wanted contact, didn't get it. He thought he was fouled, that's why he threw it up.
No foul.
Kumara using clock here. Another 3 and another offensive rebound. That's been the story of the night.
Now they're just trying to take their time. They only got 5 seconds to work with now.
Shot clock at 4. They double Avdija. Robert Williams inside to lay it up and in. No! 24-second violation before Grant got it up.
That's the thing. Their clock resets to 14, and Avdija, his sense of urgency wasn't there. It looked like he kind of forgot. Got going a little too late there. Worked in the Warriors' favor.
Steph Curry shot 1 free throw tonight. He sure wanted 2 more. Didn't get the Stephen Curry bobblehead. Utah here at Chase Center. Our first look at the City Edition jerseys. All at Warriors.com or 888-GSW-HOOP. Lowry Markkanen has been scoring for the Utah Jazz. That'll be a challenge on Monday.
Yeah, he has. I love this Brown. It's set up for you now. You're going to have 2 possessions to work with, so you're trying to go 2 for 1. A lot of the ball screen action has worked, either with Steph setting or handling, Draymond handling or setting, Jimmy Butler handling or setting.
You going 3 or quick 2 right here with 49 seconds left, down 4?
Whatever is open, whatever the best look you can get is, because you're going to have time. You're not going to have to foul if you can score this one. Just get a good look.
Draymond, Jimmy, Steph. Woody Pajemski. Butler denied, got it back. Butler is fouled. So Jimmy Butler relentless on that offensive rebound, and 2 free throws coming.
I love Draymond Green with the ball there, just watching all the movement and understanding that the Blazers are probably going to be switching a lot of that action. Jimmy Butler is able to get under him. The guy that's supposed to switch on to him is behind him. And you got a chance for free throws.
Butler with 18 tonight. Drops in the first one.
You see how it was just about getting a good look, whatever it was.
And quickly.
They've gotten to the basket really well in this game.
And GP2 in for defense. Jimmy makes them both. 2-point game, 43 ticks left.
No need to foul. Trust your defense. Keep your hands out of it. Move your feet.
Chase Center trying to help the D. They're looking for Avdija, cutting. Back out to Love, then the man of the night. He hit another 3. Caleb Love with 26. You need points, you need them in a hurry. Steph with the 3. Answers! But the shot clock is off. You got to foul now.
We'll go for the steal, then foul.
Kamara gets it across half court. There's 12 seconds left. You got to foul.
Now you got to foul.
And then they foul Avdija.
They went for the steal first. Now you're just hoping for him to miss at least 1, so you have a shot at this. Caleb Love? Man, when someone's confident, he shoots 20% from 3-point range. It's early in the season. Shot a little better in college, but here's Steph. He knows how to get separation. Jeremy Grant knows he wants to shoot a 3. Steph doesn't care. That step back, again, is lethal. Now you're just hoping for a miss.
Dropping in the first one. This is the killer right here. Caleb Love, 11 points in the fourth quarter. 1 for 12 the other night, 0 for 7 on threes. Tonight, 26 points.
It's wild.
With 6 made threes. This would make it a 2-possession game. Avdija is 11 of 12 from the line. Drops it in.
Oh, man.
So for the Warriors, Portland got them up in Portland. And they've just out-executed the Dubs in the fourth quarter. The Warriors had a 3-point lead heading into the fourth. But then you had Portland get into the bonus. And what's odd tonight, 4 made field goals by the Warriors that didn't count.
Yeah, that's huge.
You needed one of them.
Well, the Blazers are relentless. We said they were going to drive. They get to the free throw line. Warriors had a tough time defending without fouling, but the second chance points, that was just huge all game. And it's tough to overcome that big of a deficit here. And it's come back to bite you. And again, we've said this. In the West, it's going to be like this.
It is.
It's really, really hard to win. Even for the lower echelon teams that you feel like, okay, we should be able to get a win. They don't have Shade Sharp, but they still have so much firepower. Deni Avdija, and you love the game he played because he's like, you know what, I'm going to get mine too, but I'm going to facilitate and find a way to get my guys going. And you get Caleb Love coming in this game, who you said is a difference maker. It's right on because you just don't expect that. But he caught fire, and the best he shot at college was like 34%, I believe, his last year.
Well, you have a guy coming in averaging 5 points a game that has a career best 26
from three-point range.
That has been the difference.
And 20% from three-point range on this season early on here, but man, he's going to glean some confidence from this game. So
now you would need a 3, and then you would have to foul right away. You're out of timeouts.
You're just trying to extend the game now as much as possible. Score as quick as you can and foul right away.
Got to get it in. They get it into Steph. Sidestep 3. Good look. Curled it out. 4 seconds left in the game. Back out to Curry. Another 3 on the way. And that will do it. So the Warriors sustain their first home loss of the year. They've lost 3 in a row now. Portland beats them twice. And they're not playing in the NBA Cup.
No.
They dropped to 1 and 2. And so for the Warriors, the homestand begins inauspiciously. They finally will get 2 days off, and they'll get Utah on Monday and Houston on Wednesday before the Pelicans on Saturday. So 127-123. Caleb Love's career night carries the day. Warrior postgame live is coming up right now. Warrior postgame live is coming up.